Theolyn Cortens, and welcome to another of my mini seminars in which I describe some very simple but powerful spiritual ideas that have practical application in your life. So this month's topic is the Four Worlds map that we find in Kabbalah. And this very simple four-stage map is a really useful mnemonic, a really useful device to help you navigate various activities in your life. You can check what you're doing against these four stages. So the four worlds of the Kabbalah begin at a point called emanation from the divine, from God, whatever word you like to use for it. And the first stage in Hebrew is called Atzilut, which means emanation. And to emanate means to send forth. So this is an outpouring of intention from the infinite store of divine energy. And this world relates to the element of fire. And fire, the element of fire, in all the wisdom traditions, represents spirituality, represents intention and willpower. So the second world is called Bria, and sometimes this is translated creation. In this world, the outpouring of energy is shaped and organised, and this is where the foundational archetypes arise, beginning with dark and light. This is what is described in the book of Genesis when creation begins to arise. This world relates to the element of air, which is cooler. And here, the patterns start to develop, the patterns that are required in order to stabilise a basic substructure for creation. So the third world is called Yetzirah, which is translated formation. In this world, the structure gets time to consolidate and is nurtured. This world relates to the element of water. So think of a baby in the womb. All the DNA patterning is in place, but a period of gestation is required before the child can emerge into the next world, which is called Asiya, manifestation. So finally, the divine intention is revealed in the world and can be perceived by our five senses. So this world relates to the element of earth. And the four worlds were often depicted by the Kabbalists as a series of concentric circles which are embedded one within each other, a bit like Russian dolls, we might say. So the four worlds can be seen in the scientific model of the Big Bang. So the first world is the Big Bang, the second world, the gases, the third world, when liquids, especially water, arrives, and the fourth world is when life starts to happen. And in the esoteric understanding of what it is to be a human being, we come across this idea of subtle bodies. So we have a spiritual body, that's fire, a mental body, air, an emotional body, water, a physical body, earth. The psychotherapist's model of healing to wholeness also demonstrates four stages that match the four worlds map. The first stage is intention, where you identify your issues and articulate an intention for the desired change. You then organise yourself. You get your daily life routines together. You take note of your habits and change your behaviours according to the intention that you've set. Then you stay committed to those new patterns of behaviour for long enough for them to be embodied, because then the new way of being emerges and everything becomes real. So if you're looking towards a new way of life that is more coherent with your own true nature, you can follow through these 4 psychotherapeutic stages. So when we work with the 4 worlds, I can tell you magic and miracles can happen. And I'm going to give you a new moon challenge. Here is something for you to do. I want you to think of something that you would really like to succeed in, something that makes your heart sing, right? Something very special to you. It doesn't want to be so big that it's like a long arc of a vision, 2 or 3 years, because this is for just 1 month. But it wants to be something that is a little bit further than you might think you can get, right? Enough for you to say to yourself, could I really do that in the framework of a month? Right. So that's what you've got to choose. And then you need to go through the 4 stages. So in the first world, you make your intention. You access a true desire, making sure it feels really significant and important. Doesn't have to be huge, doesn't have to be really big, just something that calls to your heart. If you can feel this as a fiery passion, then you're on the right track and your divine energy is getting stoked. In the second world, you start planning. You brainstorm the how and you start making some plans. You must be willing to be flexible, but you must also make use of any existing options for success. Of course, there are social structures in place that can support you achieving your goal, so check out what they might be. For example, if your desire is a holiday trip and you need some money for it, explore what options have you got for making that extra cash, by extra work, by selling something, and so on. In the third world, you allow time for your desire to take shape. So when you come out of the second world, you don't expect immediate results. You have to be patient and you have to trust. Every so often, if your plan seems to be stuck, you check with your heart to be sure this is what you truly want at this particular time. But you must have patience. You do need to keep nurturing your desire. So you don't sit back and hope. You are engaged with this process in whatever way seems suitable. So then we come to the fourth world and your desire will manifest. If we stay faithful to our vision, things will shape up. Sometimes not always to our original plan. Maybe your holiday would have included a plane journey, but you find a good deal for a boat trip. Then perhaps a volcano in Iceland erupts and you're jolly pleased that your holiday avoided that catastrophe. So that's all about the four worlds for now. I talk about this concept a lot in the 4 Faces of the Shekinah video series, so you can click on the button below and get those. And the most important thing is that I want you to fulfill that new moon challenge and tell me how it works out for you. I'm looking forward to hearing from you before the end of April.